This is WLOX News Now Weekend. Your news starts right now.
Police in Biloxi investigating a possible shooting. Here's what we know from investigators. A man showed up at the emergency room this afternoon with a gunshot wound to the hand. According to officials, the man reported he was shot by someone in an unknown area on Pass Road. A memorial continues to grow for two Pascagoula teens killed in a car crash over the weekend. Blaze Broadus and Jonathan McCommon, both 17 years old, died after the car they were in hit a utility pole overnight on Friday at Pascagoula Street and Highway 90. Friends have since visited the crash site, leaving flowers and words of remembrance on the pole. A service to honor Blaze's life will be Monday at Arlington Baptist Church, following by his funeral at Griffin Cemetery in Moss Point. Jonathan's funeral service will be Tuesday at Arlington Baptist, with the funeral following at McPila Cemetery in Pascagoula. The crash is under investigation. Now to animal abuse allegations in Scott County, Mississippi. One dog found dead, another malnourished at a deer camp. As Mary Ittinger reports, people on both sides of the story have stories that are contradicting.
A woman who identified herself as K.D. Watkins says she and her husband co-own the dogs being investigated. She says the sheriff's department showed up at the deer camp where she keeps the dogs on Friday and questioned her husband about a dead dog there. And there is a report filed.
The sheriff said a dog died from not being fed and another malnourished dog was taken away. Watkins said she'll be meeting with the sheriff and the undersheriff on Monday morning. Today, history was honored and culture continued with the 89th annual Blessing of the Fleet. 15 working boats and 3 dozen pleasure boats lined up along the Biloxi Channel to get a blessing from Father Greg Barris, pastor of St. Michael Catholic Church. While the boats passed for their blessing, they were greeted by King Arnie Gullot Jr. and Queen Sarah Gatlin. The blessing was preceded by the traditional wreath drop in memory of those fishermen who had been lost at sea. It's a ceremony that helps define and honor a deeply rooted Biloxi culture.
It's an honor to be crowned the queen. It just makes me really understand that, your heritage is important and that everyone needs to go back to their roots and really understand where they came from and how they are who they are today.
2018 winners were My Sons for Best Decorated Boat, Brandy Michelle for runner-up, and Barbara Faye for participation. It was hot today throughout South Mississippi. Will the high temperatures continue? Let's go to meteorologist Andrew Wilson for our first look at the evening forecast. A new program at the Gulfport Harbor lets you borrow life-saving equipment before you head out onto the water. Ray Price shows us how this system works.
Picture this, it's getting warm outside, so you decide to go on the boat and spend a day out in the water to cool off, only to get to the harbor and realize you don't have a life jacket. Well, not to worry, Riemann Funeral Home has you covered.
The Riemann family asks that if you have any gently used life jackets that you would like to donate, you can bring them to any funeral home location. A weekend of fishing is wrapping up right now in Ocean Springs. The annual Marine Mart Fishing Rodeo saw hundreds of anglers cast a line for cash and prizes. Organizers say the 3-day event is perfect for all ability levels. Along with the prizes, competitors are also enjoying tasty food made in Tay's Barbecue in Pascagoula and live music by the Blackwater Brass Band. Clark Gordon with Marine Mart says it's a great, fun event.
A lot of families do this, young people involved on the boat. Everybody on the boat has to be registered, and of course that makes everyone eligible. And even like for flounder, for instance, they could gig them, on the beach areas, and that fish would be legal.
Nearly $9,000 in cash prizes will be awarded for a number of different categories. Another sleepy, dusty Delta day. One hit song gives a vivid picture of life in the Mississippi Delta and the significance of June the 3rd. Walt Grayson explains next. Plus, protesting for elections, people in Spain taking to the streets just one day after Prime Minister takes office.